What is up, everyone? This is SwordKing090 and today is going to be a brand new video for you. And right now I'm going to try to get myself another smite sword with the trial and error method of enchanting. All you gotta do is just go to the enchantment table, put your tool right there. Oh wow, already off the bat, smite 4, knockback 2, and fire aspect 2. Wow, but the thing is, it's that fire aspect and as well as knockback is not ideal to actually fight the wither. So I cannot use this, honestly. God dang it. This was great. That's a great enchantment, but I can't use it, and it really pains me to do this. This is how you actually do the enchantment trial and error, where you just go for the enchantment. If it's not the one that you want, you exit without saving, and then you get back to the menu board, and then you load up the save file and try again. God dang it. Right off the bat, the beginning of the episode, I get a good enchantment, but it's not the right enchantment. Oh, woe is me, first world problems. But in any case, by the title of this video is that I really think that I should become like a friendly dog catcher. I don't think you really even need a license to be a dog catcher unless you really want to get paid by the pound. Just go to the dog pound and say, I want to be a dog catcher, and then there you go. I don't think I'm going to need a license for that. I could just be the friendly neighborhood dog catcher for hire, where if a dog is let loose or you have a dog problem, I come over there and try to help out with the situation. After the job is done, if I have to rescue a dog, give him back to the owner, get compensated, and we're good with that, then that'd be the end of that. So by the end of the day, I get some money just by helping out. So the charge rate, I don't know how much it really costs for you to go get a dog from the dog pound, or if your dog has been captured by the dog pound, you go over there and you have to actually get your dog back. I don't know how much they're going to charge you, but I'll do a low rate of $20 because I think that it really sounds fair, especially when licensing for the tag and as well as registration and all that different stuff, the vaccinations, they all cost a lot of money. So that if I charge a low $20, then that's going to be like, okay, that is not as bad as how much it would cost to actually go from the real pen and actually get yourself the dog out of there. So I'm guessing $20 is a reasonable price. Does that seem reasonable to you guys? And yeah, $20, if it keeps happening over and over again, where they keep calling me for the same dog over and over again, then it's gonna add up. And that would just teach the person like, hey, make sure there's no way for your dog to go out or to get out. If you have to build a fence, build a fence. You have to build a wall, build a wall. Just, if it keeps happening, you're going to keep having to spend more and more money. Oh, why you do this to me? Knockback 2. I don't need knockback 2. I want to get as close as possible to the wither so that it doesn't fly away and attack me from afar. That's not going to help whatsoever. So let's try this again, guys. Let's try this again. But yeah, friendly neighborhood dog catcher. I will not charge all that much, and if it turns out that your pet doesn't have a license or it's not registered, doesn't have the collar, the tag, or anything like that, I'm not gonna charge extra. I'm just gonna let them know like, hey, make sure you get this, because if a real dog catcher catches your dog, then it's gonna be even more expensive for you to get the dog back, especially with all the hoops and types of paperwork that you have to do. Yeah. Make sure you get those. I'm not gonna let the dog pound know. I'm just gonna leave it as that. Just tell him like, hey, do this. Okay, I'm gone. Call me if you need me again. Haha. But yeah, I think I should become a dog catcher, just a friendly for hire, due to the fact that we have a lot of dogs in our neighborhood, and a lot of those dogs actually get out one way or another. One house, I actually got pretty much their dog back to their owners about a good 6 times. 6 times 20, then yeah. Of course, if it's like a regular customer, then I'll put a little bit of a discount, I guess, that it'll be kind of fair, because the more times the dog gets out, then yeah. Unless, yeah, I could actually do a different type of rate. It's like, if you call me, $20. If I find your dog, maybe $5. Just at least I'll be able to get something out of it, maybe, that I could actually get some gas and just drive all over the place if I have to. So that could be a deal. I'm just thinking as I go along. This is not going to be a guarantee, and I'm just thinking whatever comes up in my mind. I usually change my mind at the last second, or if something else happens and I'm like, oh my god, I could do this now. But in any case, just a little bit of a rough brainstorming. I can't even talk right anymore, so let's continue on. just their dog always gets out one way or another. I'm always returning their dog. That's the end of that. Then there's one dog that actually escaped twice. Wait, no, 3 times actually. 3 times it escaped. So, first time, the kid's telling me like, hey, the dog's out. Okay, I pick up the dog, put it in the backyard. Turns out that their backyard door is not even fixed. It's pretty much broken. I opened it up from my end, and as well as that, the lock is not even on there. So you're able to actually walk into the backyard any way you please. It's just not even fixed. It's not even actually put together correctly. It was just all over broken. So I pretty much just try to board everything up. I did. Like, I picked up all the items in the backyard and put it at the door, and then I had to jump over the wall because of course I can't exit out the door, and apparently one of the cinder blocks were not even put on right, and I don't even think there was any cement on that cinder block because it actually fell over and hit my arm. Like, if it was a few inches closer, it would have hit my head, and then I probably would have a concussion, or maybe I would still have head injuries. I don't know how long it takes for you to recover from a cinder block falling on your head, or it could be meaning that I probably would have been dead at that point too. But I don't try to think about it. I could have broken my shoulder too, but all it did was just, it hit my arm. All it did hit my arm, it bruised it, and it took about a good 2 weeks for it to heal. So when I went back to my house, like 5 minutes later, the dog gets out again. Hooray! So yeah, I went back there, put the dog back, and then I boarded it up even better. First of all, I actually checked to see how it actually got out. Like, before I actually left, I turned around and waited, and I saw that the dog actually climbed up on some of the stuff and then went through the fence. So it's like, aha, so that's how you got out. So I covered it up, and then when I was actually walking out the driveway, perfect timing, the family actually came back. They were kind of hesitant to actually get out of the car because it's a stranger that just walked out of the drive-thru, and I had explained to them that your dog got out twice and I boarded up your backyard. The father/husband actually went to check to see if I was telling the truth, and yep, the dog's right there. I boarded it up, and I told him that the cinder block fell on me, so I have this bruise right here. So they can't really say anything else because I got damaged or I got hurt from their property. And then the first thing they asked me was, did the dog bite you? Yes, it did. I have the blood and the scab and the bandages to prove it, because that dog did not like getting picked up. So, yep, I got bitten by their dog, and they can't say anything else, because if I were to report a dog bite from their dog, then they either get a warning or that, I don't know how our system is, but it's bad news if your dog bites another person. And then about like another 3 weeks later, the dog got out. I picked it up, walked inside my house, and then the children actually went to my house and knocked on my door and asked me whether or not if we've seen the dog. It's like, here you go. That was the end of that. And I have not seen it escape ever since, and that's fine. And then another story, like the neighborhood kids actually go to me now, because whenever a dog gets out, they're the first, like I'm the first one to actually ask, oh my god, that is awesome. Smite 4 and looting 3. That is fantastic. Good old sword. I got the other sword, which is Smite 4, Looting 3, and Unbreaking 3. You're able to actually add Unbreaking to the sword to make it stronger or more durable. So yeah, just get yourself an Unbreaking 3 book, and then just combine the book to the sword. So let's go ahead and kill some more wither skeletons. So yeah, I'm the neighborhood dog catcher according to the kids. So another story where 2 chihuahuas actually escaped from the home because they were renovating the home, and then the dogs got out. So they went over to me, they talked to me and saying like, hey, these dogs went out. So I went down 2 blocks to find the dogs. There was a male and a female chihuahua. Yeah, kind of stereotypical at this point, but hey, whatever they want to do to calm down the female and the male, have a happy family and sell the puppies, that's their business. So yeah, the dogs were actually friendly. They were wagging their tails. They actually walked up to me and I petted them, and then when I tried to pick up the male chihuahua tried to fight back. It was hollering, it was trying to scratch me, try to bite me and all the things like that. So when I actually tried to pick them both up, I was not able to, so ultimately I picked up the male. I actually picked it up by the scruff of the neck, and then just hold the rest of the body in my other arm, so that, of course, if you hold it at the scruff of his neck, it kind of calms him down just a tad bit, because that's how the mother actually picks up their pups. So that's how it's done. It kind of calms them down for a bit, and if it doesn't, then I'm guessing that the mother has never done that. But in any case, like, it couldn't actually do anything else. All it was doing was just sitting still in my arm. The nails were digging into my skin, but I just went with it, just like, hey, it's just, if I keep moving, then it's gonna frighten it even more. So I'm gonna walk down 2 more blocks to go return them to the neighbors. So yeah, at least with the female Chihuahua, all it was doing was just following me and barking at me. Yeah, you're really gonna intimidate just by following and barking at me, but I'm just glad that it was actually smart enough to do that. It was actually that smart. So I just kept saying, let's go, come on now, come on, let's go. Just whenever the female dog goes a little bit too astray, I just keep saying that so that he'll actually catch up. So I was able to return both Chihuahuas to the neighbor, to a different neighbor actually, but that was the end of that. That would have been $40 on my end. Actually, no, probably be $10, because yeah, $5 per dog that I find. I'll give the money to the kids. Hey, look, a skull. But yeah, I'm gonna be doing like halvesies or something like that. I don't know. And then of course that there were pit bulls that are outside, and they belonged to a neighbor just down the street. So that all it was that the kids were actually scared because the male dog, there was a male and female dog, again, a little bit stereotypical, but it's just a male and female pit bull. The male dog just barks first, asks questions later, and then the female pit bull was very, very nice and friendly and just overall great. Because when I went over there, it turns out that the pit bulls actually went back into the yard, because the yard fence was actually broken, or the yard gate, however you want to call it. So they just went in there, and when I actually went up to it, the female actually ran out, but the male stayed behind and just started barking at me. And yes, I was actually intimidated by that because I had no idea what I was gonna do. But as long as the female pit bull was actually fine with me, I'm pretty sure that the male would have just left me alone, because I don't think it would want to hurt its new friend. Or her new friend, I guess. Knocked on the door, had the pit bull right there, and they opened up the side door, and I walked over there, and the pit bull went back into the fence, and it's like, yeah, your dogs got out, we gotta have to fix your fence. It's like, okay, I'm gonna have to board things up. So I picked up whatever I could and actually boarded up the fence for them, and then later on, they completely boarded up the fence, but they still need to fix the gate. They haven't yet to fix the gate to this day. But that's one of those other things. And then recently I found another dog. So it's like, yeah, this one was actually pretty friendly to an extent, because it will allow me to pick it up. I was able to pet it, pick it up, take it to the house, see if the owner will actually stop by. And of course, Star, whenever she's seeing a new dog, she has to go up in personal saying like, hey, there's a new dog. I want to smell it. I want to smell it. And then the dog that I was holding that I actually got off on the street actually started barking and growling back, and then Star barks at the other dog, and it was just a big old mess. But technically Star was the one that started it, but the smaller dog actually acted negatively. Like if the dog wasn't actually gonna bark, or if the dog didn't bark back or bark first, then Star would have not barked back. It was just that type of deal where a small dog could actually take on a big dog. It's not gonna work. That small dog that just looks like a giant Chihuahua is not gonna actually fare well against a 80-pound German Shepherd. So yeah, not gonna work, not gonna work. So after a while, like after leaving the house, waiting for the owner, nope, okay, so I go back outside, put the dog out, it goes to the bathroom, and then when I was walking back to my house, it actually started following me. So it was like one of those dogs that it is intelligent to follow a person, but it's like, I can't get you back into the house, I can't, because you're gonna be causing more problems. So I had an idea. The dog, or the owners of a dog that I rescued a good old 6 times, to where the dog actually knows me, like literally knows me whenever I'm walking by, it'll actually come up to me. At that point, I don't even need to call it over, it just walks up to me. So I went over to their house, and it turns out that they know the owner of the dog that I just rescued, and they said that they were going to actually return the dog for me. So at least that was actually pretty good of them, because I had no idea where they lived. So it's like, yep, I'll just leave it as that. But yeah, it's so many dog rescues. So many dog rescues I've already done. return them to their owners and things like that. Apparently dogs love me, and of course that I like the dogs. It doesn't matter to me just as long as they don't bite me. If I'm able to actually find the owner, then I'll try. If not, then I'm guessing that you know where your house is at, so you're probably gonna actually go there yourself regardless. So yeah, that's pretty much all I could really say. I could become a dog catcher. If someone calls me, then I'll charge $20, but if I find a dog off the street and find their owner, then $5 is good enough for me. Because you didn't call me, you didn't hire me, I just found your dog, just give me $5 and we'll call it a day. Of course, then there's the legality issues where I'm probably gonna have to do a little bit like a disclaimer or a contract or something along the matters of letting them know like this is my charge rate and I will not say anything, I will not break this, I will not break my code, that's how it's gonna be. If you choose to hire me, I'll do my best to help you out, and if I can't, then no charge will be given to you, and that I'm sorry that I couldn't help you. Then there'll be types of deals like that. And I really hope there's not going to be a case where I have to give the dogs a dog pound if the owners refuse to pay. That it's like, okay, they'll take care of it, you have to buy it from them, and next time if this happens again, then you probably will think twice before not paying me. That could be an ordeal. It may ruin my reputation for them, but it's like, hey, this is how it goes. Money has to be made one way or another, so would you rather spend $20 to get your dog back, or probably $50 plus from the pound? And other fees where they're gonna have to charge you extra for violation. Yeah, it's a city thing. So that's really all I could say. So what do you guys think? Should I become like the friendly neighborhood like dog catcher? And what do you think about my rates and how much? Like if you know from experience or if you know from yourself in your city, like how much does it cost to actually get your dog back from a dog pound or things like that? What are the average rates of everything that I've just said? So I'll just leave it as that. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to leave a like. If you're brand new to the channel, please subscribe because I upload videos every single day except for Sundays because that's going to be my day of rest. All my social media is down in the description below, so if you'd like to contact me, that is one way to do so. Or if you want to make a suggestion for me to make a video about, feel free to leave them down in the comment section below. And if I use your idea for a video, I will credit you, I'll give you a shout out, and I'll thank you for helping me out with something to do or something to talk about for that day. So I have a lot of things to kill so I could get more XP, to get more pickaxes, to get more wither skulls. Look at that, 3 right now, hooray! So that I'll be able to get more of the beacons and be happy with that and do whatever I can and make this progress a lot faster, especially when making a lot of efficiency 5 pickaxes. So that is the end of that. Have a great day everyone. I'm SirKing090, and as always I will see you in the next video.